Perspective with Mrs. H.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to try a new project, and I have lots of new Art Makes You Smart words to teach you. I'm really excited because this is a fun new thing you're going to be learning that are going to help make your artwork become more realistic. And this is the big word. It's called adding perspective to your project. And basically that just means that you take a flat piece of paper and you draw it so that it looks like there's space. Like you can tell the things that are close and the things that are far away. And we'll talk more about that in just a little bit. But this will be our drawing that we're going to end. It's going to be a mountain scene with a road. See how it's big right here, but it goes back to the background. That provides perspective. So you're showing space in your drawing. For today, you're just going to need a plain piece of white paper, and I like to draw with a Sharpie. You could use a Sharpie or you could use a pencil, and you'll probably need something round to trace, like a quarter. I use this little Carmex, so just be prepared with that. Today I have my daughter Ella as my helper. She hasn't been in my videos yet, but she's my oldest, and she's going to help draw perspective. I wanted to show you one of my favorite books, Otis, if you've read this when you were little maybe. My son used to love this book. The illustrator in this book used a lot of perspective in his pages. You can see that we have the road here that goes back into the distance. And this is when I'm going to teach you some of our other new words that go with this. Here's the first one, foreground. That's the stuff that's in the front, like this calf. Middle ground is the stuff in the middle. That's pretty easy. So we'll have these hay bales and the road, that's the middle ground. And then we'll have background. That's the stuff in the very back. It's very far away from us. In this picture you can see the trees are so tiny, the hills are so tiny.
Let's do a quick review.
Right now you can follow along with Ella and I as we start drawing. Okay, are you ready to draw? You ready, Ella? Mm-hmm. She's ready. I do have a couple words, more words to teach you as we go. The first one, we're going to start with the horizon line, and it's not going right in the middle. It's going to go right about here, all the way across. A horizon line is the imaginary line where the sky comes down and meets the ground. Then we're going to draw a mountain range. And you guys know me, I always like to show you a what not to do and then the what to do. So right now I'm going to put my nice drawing here and show you what not to do. So let's say we have our horizon line. We're not going to make mountains like this anymore. You might have done that when you were little, but those don't look very realistic. And we're not going to make round gumdrop mountains either. So instead, I want you to draw realistic mountains. They actually, the tops, do not go and touch the horizon line. They stay up above it. And we can do it just kind of like a wiggly line down. I'm going to start up here with the tallest mountain. And mountains have lots of different peaks and valleys. They aren't just triangle shapes like sometimes we draw them. I'm going to show this mountain in front of the other mountain. That's another good way that we show space. And then we'll go show this one behind, and all the time I'm just using some tall lines, some shorter lines. Good, Ella. I like yours better than mine. Then we're going to add some snow-capped mountains. So on the very tallest mountains, probably not every single mountain, we just draw some snow. Like it's hot fudge on top of a sundae. Just a little bit with a wiggly line. And then the reason I wanted you to have something circle to trace is so that you can make a perfect circle for your sun. So we're going to put it right here, and I hold it really tight. And I go around. Perfect circles are impossible to draw. Ella might show you how hers can go behind the mountains a little bit. Can you show them how to do that, Ella? You just don't draw the whole circle. It stops and starts. Beautiful. I like that too. Then, I think this is the last new word I have to teach you. It's called vanishing point. So
A spot on the horizon line where all lines disappear.
So right here on your horizon line, we're going to have a vanishing point. You can really draw it, but it's not really there, but it might help you to put a dot there, because all your lines are going to go towards it. You're going to disappear into your horizon line. Now a road in the foreground is going to look like it's really big. It's right up next to us. So you're going to start down on the bottom, curve out a little bit, but then curve back and go towards your vanishing point. And then over here, you're going to start at the bottom of your paper. And go
Note, these
towards
lines
your
should be
curve.
parallel, like
And
railroad
as it
tracks.
goes back, it's also going towards your horizon line. See how that looks like it's getting smaller and smaller until it just disappears. Then, to be able to show some foreground, we're going to start on the horizon line middle ground, I'm sorry. Start on the horizon line and curve down to the road. That makes it look like there's a hill right there. Yep, good, Ella. And then over here, right where it rounds along the curve of the road, you're going to draw a curved line off your page. That shows that there's a hill on both sides. We have a couple more things, and then we're going to save the details until next time. I just want to draw the lines on the road today. So we're going to start right about in the middle of the road. You want to follow that same curve that you already made and go all the way back to the vanishing point. And you know those little skinny yellow lines on the road, or white lines? We want to draw another one right next to it so that the yellow would go in between those two lines. Right about here, it sort of just disappears into the other line because it's going far away from you. So you don't really have a space in between, about halfway. We're going to draw one more set of lines right next to it. So try to stay apart, but then right in the middle ground it disappears into one line. Because it's so far away from us, we can't tell that there's a different line. And last line, same thing. When you get to about the middle ground, it disappears. off into the distance to our vanishing point. So I think for today we're going to stop at this point, but I want you to save your drawings because next week, looking at this one, we'll add some more of the grass details, a fence, maybe a field and a tree. So just hold on to it, but send me a picture of what this looks like so far so I know you're on the right track. Didn't she do a beautiful job? I'm very proud of you. This was kind of a hard drawing this time, so I'm glad you just did the best you could. I'm sure they're beautiful. You can email them to me and I will take a look at those. But let's quickly review all the words we learned. We have perspective, showing space in the picture. We have horizon line. That was that imaginary line where the sky comes down and meets the ground. We had a vanishing point. All these lines led back and disappeared at our vanishing point. We had foreground in the front. We have middle ground in the middle. And we have background way far away. Can't wait to finish this up with you next time. And I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.